we go.
What's going on, IBL fans? We're back with the Rhode and Regis. We're here for week number 2. I am the Nuzleafs, and we are up against the Nijmegen Nuzleafs. I can never say that, but we're up against the Nuzleafs this week, coached by AutoMatthic. And honestly, I'm super afraid. I said that last week, I said it this week, but I'm super afraid of this. His core reminds me of a VGC team, having the Arcanine and the Tapu Fini along with a powerful grass type such as the Tangrowth. Super scary team. I think he in the last week, I think he won. I don't know exact. I think he's the one that won like last week, but I have to give my hats out to him because at least last week we knew we found out the common weakness in Reckless team, which was which was the like the U-turning, that huge powerful bug type move. But this week we're up against such a completely different draft. It's completely different. He has so many coverage. He has 2 ground types, so I have to be careful trying to use my volt switches if I bring it this week. I don't know. You guys are gonna see it very, very shortly. The Umbreon, I have faced that thing before. I love that Pokemon to death. It's super bulky, and it's gonna be super hard to see what we're gonna do up against it. The Regis, he has himself a Regis, so we have to be careful of that. The Hitmonlee is one of my scariest. I have such bad memories with Hitmonlee. Either I was so happy that Reckless did not bring it last season, plus the hidden season of the IBL. I was so afraid of this thing because I think Magic had this thing, and I was so afraid of him trying to bring it, or someone else had it, that I was absolutely afraid of this thing because Hitmonlee hits like a truck. He hits so dang hard, plus his special defense is super good, plus he can get to like burden boost and all that jazz, so we have to be very careful of that. He has that Gorbis set where he can just, you know, he can do the shell smash and then go on like to do like the baton pass to someone else, which is something that we're gonna try on this week. Don't know exactly if it's gonna work, but we can always try. But his entire core is super scary. He has the Tapu Fini, the Mamoswine, Arcanine, Flygon, Gorbis, the Musharna, the Thunderous 30, the Thunderous T, which is TZ Captain. And the thing about the Thunderous T, we were so afraid of it last season against Charlie and the Sao Paulo Cynicals, that thing almost killed us. Like, that thing brought us down to our Rotom Watch having to be Assault Vest just to be able to eat up 2 hits to be able to attack back. Super scary. The Tangrowth, again, super scary. Put an AV on that thing and he can live for days. Plus the Regenerator can really hurtful. The Umbreon, a Toxic Stall is gonna be a thing. I know that. The Regis, it's a Regis, 150 in both of the defenses, still really good. Not 200 on either one, but 150 in each. I think it's one of the better like Regis. I still prefer Regirock, but to be fair, like the Regis still has more of a coverage. He doesn't have as much of attack, but he can just go for the Susmitos and still do like way more than normal damage. And the Hitmonlee. This week we're bringing a little bit of a jank because I am not confident in my team at all. I'm not confident in my team versus, like, the matchup is not good there. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to bring a little bit of jank. My number 1 hitter has to be my Z Captain, Zuko the Infernape. I love Zuko right now because pretty much in each week he does something. He does something, especially with the like with the way he plays. This thing we're not bringing the U-turn this time around. I did want to bring it, but we needed. Again, we suffer from the 4 move slot. Like, we can only bring 4 moves, but he has such a wide like he has such like a wide set of moves that it's exactly like his Arcanine. He can bring it bulky, he can bring it like super offensive. He can bring the Willow, he can bring the close combat, the wild charge, the like the outrage, the overheat, the flamethrower. Like, he had so many like sets on the Arcanine that he can fill any role. Zuko can only fill in the attacking role depending on what he goes up against each week. Unfortunately, I wanted to bring the like the Thunder Punch, but he has the Thunderous, he has the Flygon, and he has the Mamoswine. 3 things that are immune to electric types. And I used to say, like in my team, like, why are you bringing like the Jotun when he has pretty much 2 ground types and also a a Thunderous that eats up electric hits. Just give me a sec. Let me explain myself afterwards. But for the Zuko, he's here to take down the Tapu Fini, the Mamoswine, do enough that I'll be able to cover the Umbreon, the Registeel, and the Tangrowth. He takes care of the majority of his draft from him just by himself, but he cannot get low enough because he outspeeds everything else. But I know that the Flygon can either outspeed like with a short scarf, which is probably gonna bring like, if anything, he will bring the like the short scarf like Flygon and stuff, anything else. Actually, the more that I look in his team, he's gonna bring the Choice Specs Fini, Choice Flygon, a bulky Arcanine, rocks like Mamoswine with like with the Sash, the Hitmonlee to spin and to do some damage, and the Thunderous Tea, and probably like another bulky mon. So there you go. That's what I honestly think that he's gonna bring. But for Zuko, he takes care of any Ice, Steel, Grass type that he has. The close combat, it does take care of the Ice types, the Steel types, and the Dark types. Plus, he doesn't have any immunities in his team for a close combat. He has some resistances, which is going to be scary, but we do what we can do with it. Like the Posium Z is for the Gong Shot for the Tapu Fini. It does 89 to 90. Sorry, it does 89 to 110 to the Tapu Fini, so he has more of a chance to kill. We just have to bet on the roll, and I count that on the most defensive like Fini I can. So let's hope for the best. Let's just really hope for the best, because I'm really afraid of this. Next, we have our Cocoa Krispies. The first time I'm bringing the Regirock in this time around, only because he is a defensive monster. A defensive monster because he can eat 2 EQs from a Mamoswine. 2 EQs from a Mamoswine with this set. Plus the weakness policy, make sure that I hit him back with Earthquake or Stone Edge super hard. The Stone Edge, I need Cocoa Krispies. You're the younger brother of the big boy man. You're the younger brother of him. You're still the same height. You're still as beautiful as him. But I need you to take this hits. I need you to hit him hard. I have the Stealth Rocks here to be able to have some kind of hazards in this team. But for the Stone Edge, for the EQ, and for the Explosion, the Explosion is my last restored nuke. If I get it to +2 and I'm like, I can eat one more hit, or I expect him to switch, I'm going for the Explosion. At +2, I should be able to take anything down to pretty much like 10% or dies. So plus he doesn't get hit by like Intimidate, so that's also good. So we just have to wait and see what we got, like what we have there. Because if the Flygon is Choice Scarf and he goes for an Earth Power, I have my difference, you know, like my switches for it, so that's fine. But he is my big wall, my big Cocoa Krispies. He's here. Really simple. We have the Explosion. I don't think I'm gonna have a time to actually explode because this seems pretty bulky. But you know what? We just gonna have to try. Next, we have 9-volt. Take a look at the set. Just take a look at the set. Magic. It's another shout out to Magic. I think he ran some sort of kind of like near the set. Like the Life Orb is here to do a little more damage with the Thunderbolt and with the HP Ice. I do take my 10%, but if I switch into an electric type, I gain my life right back. I know that he's not going to expect me to bring the Quick Feed, but if I do, I might as well try, right? I might as well try to do that. For the Life Orb, I'm actually very happy about this, because the Life Orb, I think I'm gonna be able to do a little more damage to whatever I need to and get the hell out of there, cause like the baton pass is my own version of a volt switch without having to run the volt switch, so I can get out of there easily. I can take probably one hit like from anything on the special side, and this set is pretty much to help complement. Yes, if you look at it at the stats, it's only to outspeed like his fastest mon, which is at base 101, which is the Thunderous T that reaches 168 at max. Yeah, it reaches 168 at max like EV spread. So if you saw that my Cocoa Krispies got to 169 and that my Jolteon got to 169, it's to always outspeed no matter what, except for Sword Scarf, of course. So this is a very cheeky set that's going to complement my Reinhardt. My Reinhardt, he's going to be able to take a hit. He's going to hit super hard. I am bringing Reinhardt because I was doing some calcs, and this set does damage to pretty much his entire team. Which means I'm going to need to run a little less bulk and more speed, because once I get to +2, I can outspeed the rest of his team regardless, I can outspeed the rest of his team, but not a Short Scarf. So I will reach that 169. Actually, with the double speed, I'll reach 170. So I'll still outspeed everything in the team. My only concern is that if this thing gets low enough, or if he brings the Arcanine, I'm gonna have a problem because of the Intimidate. But if he has the Flash Fire, that'll be good. But if he brings the Intimidate, I have to make sure that that the Arcanine is a little bit lower, or that he doesn't come in, because then I can set up and still do a lot of damage. Because then if I do that, I can still be at my neutral. I did have the Power Up Punch in this set, but the Power Up Punch did not do enough to the Mammal Swine as I needed to. Plus I take about 40% from the Ice Shard, so I had to be careful. I had to be very, 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 very careful against the Mammal Swine. So we do need a Scarf. So this week we gave it to Kaiba. Kaiba is way faster than anything in his team. I do that to the Mammal Swine, which is unfortunate. I always die to the Mammal Swine. That Ice typing is super crucial. To try to get rid of, but I do run DD Fog on this thing as a Short Scarf. I didn't know what else to put in him. I was thinking about Roar, but I'm like, it's not worth it to run Roar with this thing. I thought about running Dragon Pulse, but the Dragon Pulse only really hits the Flygon. I tried Draco, again, only really hits the Flygon. It hits everything else super hard, but there's no point of me staying in against like the Umbreon or the Regis. If I go for the Draco, it's not gonna hit as hard. So I went with the Side Shock to hit everything on the physical side, the Surf to hit the Mammal Swine and the Arcanine super hard, and the Ice Beam to hit everything else like the Flygon, the Thunderous and the Tangrowth as hard as I could. If I get hit by a knockoff, I get hit by a knockoff. I can't do anything about that. Last but not least, we have our Felicia, the Milotic. We needed more bulk this week just because going fully offensive is not gonna do it up. And yes, my voice did crack just then, but that's fine. But going fully offensive was not the deal, so I needed a mixed defensive monster, which would gonna be my Felicia. I'm hoping to get Toxic. Yes, I know I said it. I'm hoping to get Toxic. Yes, if I get Toxic, my Marvelous Skull makes it so I'm +2 in my defenses. Yeah, but Steve, but you get, like rolled out by the Umbreon and everything. Okay, I do get rolled out by the Umbreon, but the Umbreon cannot handle Reinhardt or my Suko at all. Plus I got the haste to get rid of any if the Tapu Fini goes with a Calm Mind, if the Arcanine goes for the Swords Dance, so like if the Gorbis try to go to the Baton Pass, haze is going to be there. I'm gonna switch it to the Gorbis. I'm gonna switch into the I'm going to try to switch into the Tapu Fini and just try handle that thing pretty much 1v1 because I can haze out like the +1 or whatever. I can haze that out and recover right in front of it, because I take from a moonblast at +1, I probably take like 35%. If I haze it, then I recover. Try to go. I can always outdo it, like no matter what. I have to be careful. I do have to be careful with my recovery, because I only have only 16. But the recovers here to try to put some longevity on my Felicia. That's my team right now. It's super tricky. I have to be careful to how I play it, but I saw how he played his last match, and I'm super afraid of that, because his last match was really well played out, and he's a really good like battler. His his links will be down below if you guys want to see him. But this is the week 2 team recap. I know that this is kind of rushed, but I am going to stream like in like an hour, and then at 1 p.m. I'm going to have, it's right now 9 o'clock, right? It's right now 9 o'clock. At 1 p.m. right after the stream, I have to battle him, so I'm a little jittery, because we did so well in the first week. If we can win week 2, we can prove that we're not just a laughing stock by just, you know, us being like a meme pick. Like, we may be very memey, but we try. If you guys really want to see us try, please show your support by hitting the thumbs up down below. It really does help us out. And the battle will be live tomorrow, because right now it's Thursday, but you will see this on Saturday. So you guys will see this tomorrow on Sunday. Well, your tomorrow on Sunday. So have yourself a great day, guys. If you guys are enjoying the IBL, please make sure to leave a like down below. It really does help us out. And I will catch you guys tomorrow for the battle. I love you guys so much. We're gonna get the heckles out of here. Later, guys. Peace.